hot way dianai. Yemawa kwaba, Batusan Hotel. Wait dear, Wendy Beshe, Fie de Fie, Yachia Kwai Kumasi, Echusu Charcom, Equadrabin Quine so. Home Joe here yenti. You whatever a hot way dianai. Your normal, standard, deluxe standard, and our executive room, sir. The more Wi-Fi, ni DSTV, Jenkanja air conditioner, a room beer mo. You wash a kukudama. There were corner share beer, Ubenya. You were in share mobia. The motaho, a yes, you know, up there for quinso. You were a good year more who to be a cassia. Et me funny pa opinion. You were saying wood true, you demand high. Phone was 0244 6544 58 0246 505327 and 0241 418645. The email here, e4tusanhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel, FFE.
Contra 56 ambulance and 200,000 P8. Signation. I know what electrician, we know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. They insult us so much. I wonder why we know vex. They have pushed our every button. Oh, I wonder what is next. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, baboon they chop. Them no they stop, them no they stop. So them belly pop, but them still they chop. Them go they chop all the money. Ooh. No development with the money. No laba. I swear this time we don't go check. 1212 Radio Culture. Yes, indeed. Welcome to Midweek Editorial. You say you be food soldier, they follow for. My name is Kwesi, the son, back home. And I'm your host today, as always, for the show. Wait till you get my dear. Has it yet become clear that these people, they don't. Yes, I know tomorrow's Saturday and we would have had weekend editorial. So whatever it is that I'm going to say today, some people would say, couldn't it have waited for weekend editorial? No, sir. And I'll tell you why. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Tomorrow, instead of weekend editorial, we're having fireside reasoning sessions. And we are hosting the historical politician and lawyer, Yao Anoche Frimpong. We'll be talking about Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We'll be doing some serious history tomorrow from the angle that you have never even figured out. So get ready. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Texas time, 3 p.m. Ghana time. And that's why there will be no weekend editorial tomorrow. So in place of that, we're going to have midweek editorial on a Friday. Stick and stay. We will make it very brief today. I decided, say, and let's show. No, I'm not even going to play any sound bites, right? Because some of what I'm going to discuss is already out there. Some of the others, I don't want to give it any oxygen by putting it out there because there's too much nonsense going on. But anyhow, we'll try to do with as much of it as possible. Here it is. As I said, I am not going to play any sound bites. I'm going to try to fit 4 issues because I have 4 issues. But I'm going to fit all that 4 issues into 1 hour. I plan to do that. And that's why I'm not going to play any sound bites. I'll just make references to them. If you want to go get the sound bites, they're all over social media. You can find them. Also, if we are not able to deal with everything, we will leave Napo out for another day because that actually is something that is a bit more heavy, and I think that actually deserves its own attention. But maybe we'll just scratch the surface and then leave the rest for later. Any which ways, let's rule race, as my friend would say. Okay, all right. So as I was saying, right, Napo, the issue with Napo can't wait, I think. However, if we do have time, we will definitely deal with it. But let's start with the other issues that I have on my plate today.
Count your 56 ambulance and 200,000 P8. Sick nation.
Yes, sick nation indeed we live in. Otherwise, explain this to me. Okay, now this man here, my first topic, Osofo Chiabosom. Osofo, meaning sound, yes, meaning sound, fine man, I think. I hear him speak full of energy, full of ideas, full of compassion. I see a certain degree of compassion just from hearing the man speak, because Utia, as small Bekambiano, is people centered, right? Utum say he's thinking about people, he's thinking about making people's lives better, he's thinking about everything he thinks, everything he puts out there. I've not been to his church, so I don't know what he preaches. But what I know is everything that I've heard him say about his politics is very people centered. And I respect him for that. I doff my hat to him for that. However, Sofo, let's consider some things, because two things I want us to closely consider. Number one, and they say, we are in serious times. There's very little time for play. There's very, very, very little room for play. Okay, so everything we do, let's think 2 steps ahead, because what we are facing, it's not something that somebody's going to come and stand in front of you with a catapult and say, "What's for a catapult, Brani and Kun?" Somebody has planned 3 steps ahead with options at each stage. So we can't have that, you're kind of saying, laxity of thinking, say, we can fool around a little bit. Excuse my language, because also I don't want to use any type of disrespectful language with you. I just want to address the issues as per what you have put out for your politics and you want to be voted for as president, right? And unlike somebody like Baumia, who I see blatantly insulting my intelligence, who therefore sometimes I have the necessity to go back at him in that same way. I haven't heard you insulting anybody's intelligence. I've heard you espousing bold initiatives, some of which I think we should examine. Osofo Chiabosom. And by the way, those of you who don't know Osofo Chiabosom is somebody who clocked more votes than the CPP in the last election. Only that I don't do nothing with the figures that Jane Mensah churned out for that election. So anyhow, we'll bogus that and move on, all right? But he has something. He's standing on something, all right? People say, I've heard it said that he's a part of his strength is that, one, he has organizational strength. Number two, he has a church. So he has a following already, right? But number three, he is ready to go where other politicians do not want to go. I've heard that said about him. I don't know. But I respect him for all these things. However, there are 2 things. Osofo Chiabosom matters what can recently me per se ye be near the shekakra. Let's look at them. The first thing is that Osofo Chiabosom said he will give everybody between the ages of, I think, was it 21 or something to 55 or some range like that, But Obama will be 10,000 CDs or something to that effect. I'm not going to waste too much time on that. All I'm going to say is that Osofo, economics doesn't work like that. Economics does not work like that. If you have money and I have money, I will not come and work for you. Okay? So if everybody has 10,000 CDs, who is going to buy what? Right? If everybody has money, who is going to work for who? And I'm not saying everybody shouldn't have money. Don't get me wrong at all. The economy should be such a way that even if you don't have money, you are catered for. That's what a good economy does, right? A good economy supports its able-bodied, able-minded, able whatever people to move at maximum speed and then bring along those who cannot move. That's what a good economy does. That's what a good society does. And so, against the backdrop of all the good intentions that you have, which I respect a lot, because some of our politicians, if we could get them to think like you are, and Senkanana Kufuado. And Kabawumia. And Komuye half as people-centered as you are. And Kenya Bibia Yejinani. And I'm mentioning these two gentlemen because they're the ones in power now. You can talk about John Mahama. John Mahama is another case it's a different case. Because I can also make that point for John Mahama say he also is very people-centered. His policies are people-centered. His policies make sense. 24-hour economy, it makes sense. National apprenticeship program, it makes sense. It's people-centered. Not a better to mobile phone, Amamo. That's stupid. But back to Osofo Chiabosom. Osofo, into long and short, no, please. I don't know, say, team of advisors as a political aspirant, right? As a presidential aspirant. No. I don't know if you actually have a solid campaign team consisting of people who know what the heck they are talking about. Because on minor, I can asem no. And yep, say goodwill is great, but and that's why Mahama is a great candidate. Because why? Because he has experience, he has the knowledge. He knows right now. If Mahama walks into the Jubilee House or whatever they call that place, no, you're kind of saying, Flagstaff House, whatever. If Mahama walks in there from day one, he knows what to do. He knows exactly what to do. He knows all the entries and exits, unless Akufo-Addo has changed some of the doors in the Jubilee. The locks maybe, but But what I'm saying is Mahama knows exactly what to do from day one. So he has that. But let's go back again to Chiabosom. Osofo Chiabosom, please get your people to advise you to speak intelligently about economic issues. Because it's one share not amount for be retail with Ekradonko. Because Ekradonko will come and say, hey, memo krenibia sekan, memo krenibia tractor. What can we? And we know that Ghana is a place where people can come and say they will build a sky train and nobody holds them to account. So it's easy to come and say things. But who was following out to me by more votes than CPP? Let's say start for serious. So, and I will say to me at least, wow, now ideas no what me are refining the kakra. But to be honest with you, I will end my submission with what I really think you should do as a person with all these fantastic ideas that you have. Okay, but let's get into it again. Also, for say Fanny say wa sorry honum nipa 100 waba wa mobia 10,000 ade chin no nipa baako a wo mani 10,000 wako catch another one a wo mani 10,000 so unia bedo mami o bedo me feature mami also unia na wo feature no crowd me bedo abema me so mema 20 Ghana na pobia me 10,000 me do 20 Ghana yede menye. It will throw everything out of whack. Yeah, that's not policy. That's not how things work. So 10,000 now walk on. How about putting it together and putting it into a national apprenticeship program? Because also for 10,000 now the money, but you cannot guarantee somebody be I don't know open somebody you can't guarantee. Once a 10,000 be can be insano, obetimi a jackpot. Obi hormone no 10,000 they trying to take it to the aqua brochure. And Robert money 10,000 cities. What on the ticket boom or Obaka scan wayne for obey any dang. So it's not a smart policy. And please, for somebody who is as serious as you, get people to advise you about things like that so that when you come out, that you sound like you are serious about what you're doing. Otherwise, they're as running for president, because it's only going to swing the pendulum a certain way. Other people who could have contributed to and in another direction to make us rescue Mother Ghana. No, mana ye bibibi. Se say awo ujina wa waja tum say abanye tisu ya kromfo. Unfortunately, okasa no asan so de John Mahama so akoka. Also for kan sema wo hu sebi previous. Say boninti na nipa wodin. What you say? Intino Mahama any issues single them out and deal with them. As far as I'm concerned, there haven't been any major issues like that. Of course, every government will have its challenges. Or no Mahama Nankasana will have his own challenges, which he cannot run away from. But all things put together, And that's why I started this part by saying, say, we should consider the times that we are in. Maybe I want no suffer. Mekai ubio. A man for be via sika. Scan shomoto. Ama omo person mo de sa ska no edwane na me ne wo ye ma. Yase for any bit ya sa aka no. I will say to me stop your mo. And to do that, no, please put some of these nonsense talk aside and let's focus on rescuing Ghana. Yenyaji Ghana this see ho. Yeji sika ni also for me myself personally. I will invite you back to come and talk more non-realistic policy. Nobody will care. Okay? Respect for that. Number 2, the same Osofo Chiabo Sumia bill. Metiye or say the biggest scam or say Kufuor health insurance now they buy, was the biggest scam. Osofo, that's not true. And again, first of all, minye enough research into what he may call a scam. Minyanya any information be a pointed to say a scam, except to say so. Of course, the way our politicians function, no, everything that comes, there are people who will find some ways and means to milk it here and there, which may be an issue. But the policy itself now, our friend, is scam, no. I'm very happy said the host of the show challenged you, Osofo, to explain why you think, say, Kufuor's health insurance was a scam. An explanation now, they might know again, Osofo. If you are going to be serious about standing for president, find people to advise you, find people to tell you reality. Because Ghana no, and yet also I wish I'd been able to play you sound bite, but again, hey, Nana, in this day and age, when somebody controls your internet, be smart. There's ways of doing things, right? There are some things that can make and very people-centered. Into your car, you don't fault him to it because he's speaking out of passion. But let's put the passion in the passion bowl and deal with reality. Because the reality is a health insurance and yes, scam. Okay, say in health insurance the whole world over, a scammer. That's your opinion, right? And then nobody can take it away from you. But so okay, say health insurance, as was instituted by Kufuor, was a scam, and that was your explanation. Now the and then they are no, sir, you're getting it wrong. And let me offer you a little bit of perspective on the subject, okay? And I'm not an expert, I just know a little bit about the subject. Health insurance, it is said there one kasa no. Utua premium, or say faskaka fabra. And the whole idea of the insurance is say, boom so that obi ho trainer ne dia koboa no. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not defending insurance, so don't get me wrong, because there are people who have major issues with insurance in itself. That's not what I'm discussing. What I'm discussing is Kufuor's health insurance a scam? It's not a scam, because the world over, the idea is that pay a premium. You pay a premium, and then when you need money, when you need you kind of saying healthcare, part of it is paid off for you. Now, even in places like the United States where I live, right? Healthcare, maybe in places like Europe, maybe, meaning I should make some more research. Maybe in this kind of Sweden and all this kind of other fabulous health, you're kind of saying Commonwealth countries, maybe in those places, Oko Hospital is 100% free. I don't know. But even in places like in the US where I live, your insurance covers certain things. That's why there's something called prior authorizations. And to say, oh yeah, put it in say, metua premium sign there, babasa ye me ya, mamen call hospital, call doctor hono. Who premium now with you papers now sign here. It stated clearly what your insurance covers. I don't know what Kufuor disclosed to people. I don't know if Kufuor told them, say, they are going to get everything free. I don't think that's what he said. I was there. I don't think that's what he said. And insurance, there are certain medications, and a range of medications, and no, straight now on Saka. But when it falls out of that range now, here the insurance may say pay something they call a co-pay. It's co-pay, that is when money will check Kanitia. Most of the times insurance pays more and then you pay the rest. Sometimes they split it in the middle, sometimes it depends what, I don't know, right? And then other times insurance will flat out say, no, we can't cover this. Our policy doesn't cover this range of medications. You are on your own. And as a premium nan utiano, it doesn't cover this range of medications. So you are on your own on that. So you have to go and find money to pay for yourself, even in the United States. So to go and say Sekufo a health insurance was a scam, no, it's very misleading. And in a political season where you are going about campaigning for votes, no, you don't want to be talking like that. And like I'm saying, Okansa, you are cutting a certain constituency off crowd from listening to you because you sound ignorant when you speak like that. Also for Chabosom, okay. Kufuor's health insurance was not a scam. It is like any health insurance. Of course, every country, every society has its own little peculiarities to suit their own, you can say circumstances. But you will be before Fraka and stop saying, say, you can't say Kufuor's health insurance was a scam. It is not true at all. Let's disregard that. And also let's end by doing this for you, sir. Once I started Semeka, also for Chabos, so you're very people-centered. You look very energetic. You have a lot of charisma. You have a lot of energy, right? And from what I hear you saying, it'd be like say you get some small wherewithal as well. I'm talking about some money and things like that. I think you should contribute these ideas into a bigger pot of ideas. Because I don't think you have what it takes to be president, but you have fabulous ideas and you have a good heart. So instead of chasing the wind, instead of trying to be president, which you would never be, and God forgive us, but if you become a president, it will be disastrous because inflation will be your country, and yasem kito. Okomobia 10,000. Now, one could do 10,000, one be 10,000. Could you see member prani fee? Mekwa kopra. Mekati could you say, would you can be prani fee and send a member of the proud fee? And yes, I saw me 20,000 there and member be proud fee. You see how it works? That's why money is controlled the way it is. And it's a won't how money works as here. It's dangerous to have you trying to be president. That's all I'm trying to say. Because you don't even understand some basics. And Kufuor's health insurance again is not a scam because it looks as if you don't understand how insurance works. Yet you said, obey health insurance for everybody. How? Who is going to pay the premium? Who is going to pay the premium for everybody? Ghana that has a whatever percentage unemployment, no. Who is going to pay those people their premiums? And even for the people who are employed, how much money do they have to pay premiums, real premiums, to build a healthcare system that truly functions for its people? Charlie, people are dealing with all different types of diseases in Ghana right now. Diseases that require heavy investments to deal with. And here you are promising free healthcare for everybody. Bro, listen, don't do that. Adebako Kain Mama Meniji and so say he'll put a lot of emphasis on herbal medicine. I think we should do that. I think we should definitely do that. I think we should incorporate herbal medicine into the mainstream healthcare system so that insurance would pay for herbal treatments. I think we should do that. And to Osofo Chabosum, you are not completely awful. You have some great ideas. And like I said, you have a good heart. But please, get some good advices. Understand issues. Okay? Government, democratic governance. Let's say they are here practicing what we are say, And yet it says, Sabia, he knew. I will cut now on Marcus. Hey, Munyo say, no, you do some boom near. Hey, Munyo say, because Unya cut. Obey president also gets a free healthcare for all. It's not an edict. It will go through parliament. What kind of resistance are you going to face? And you say if you don't have party, other parties are going to debate what you bro. Listen, man. All right, Osofo, that's it. Why? Thank you very much, though, for having a good heart, for keeping people, for putting people first. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, Now let me go on to the next subject. Let me deal with Kojo Sheldon. Me wasting too much time on Kojo Sheldon. I just want to draw your attention to something. The youth of the NDC launched their youth manifesto. This young guy called Kojo Sheldon was all kind of ways over the internet about it, the issue. I had a show here, showed you some things he said and completely debunked it. Showed you also some of the energy with which he attacked John Mohammed's message. All right? Okay. Now, just a couple days ago, the NPP also launched its main manifesto. People were, and this is why I'm bringing this back up, okay? Because I thought I had dealt with that guy already until I realized, no, maybe we need to get people to really see what we are seeing, right? Number one, Kojo Sheldon did not go to NDC's event. He said, almost say, when he comes out, they'll give him a question to ask, and he refused. This is why he could not go. Later on, he recorded some conversation with Pablo and tried to use that as evidence. Said they had said that. Told the man, focus on Asem Nankasa. What I say? Because it was pure nonsense. I didn't see any proof there. It didn't prove nothing to me. Just proved he had a lot of malice for John Mahama and the NDC. I don't care if you have malice for the NDC because you are an MPP person. You've said so many times. That's up to you. But John Mahama as a person, no. Why do you hate him so much, Kojo Sheldon? And covertly try to be like, I don't know. Why? He didn't go to that event or almost say, yeah, mano, question, I'm not be sana, and also on Tiase. So that because of that one call. Meanwhile, check this out. Did you see the NPP's event? Did you see that guy called Prince, whatever his name is, Prince? I'm not disrespecting him. I really, David something, Prince David something, right? I'm not disrespecting him. I just don't remember his phone. I just know him as Prince David something, You saw that guy standing on the dais, looking at his phone and reading what was obviously bullshit. Bullshit that he had to kind of strain his eyes a little bit, go back, zoom in, slide back, scroll up, scroll down, touch screen before he could read. Kojo, you think nobody gave him that to read? Maybe not. But then maybe he was tasked to go look someplace for that type of information, because that's not real information. If you Google stuff, you won't find that type of nonsense because it's not true. But Kojo Sheldon said nothing. Kojo, you heard when that young girl Binu came to stand there, was fumbling upside down. You want to tell me that little girl knows by herself all those lies she was spewing out to us? No, it was given to her by the NPP to read. Kojo Sheldon said not a damn thing about it. Jineni no can be before from once barber shop in Nigeria was talking some different thing. Baumia came and spewed. I fact-checked Baumia. I took a pen and paper, started writing things down. I wrote over 22 different things that he said that were not true. 22. And to be honest with you, I got tired at some point. I started dozing, so I may have missed some. Kojo Sheldon said nothing about that. But Kojo Sheldon has a problem with Mohammed's 24-hour economy. He thinks it's not possible. Something that you haven't even tried, something that is being done in other countries, you think it's not possible. But Baumia is telling you, so we see airports more than anybody, and you are sitting down, you are not even checking that. Shame on you. Now, could you listen me too for the other time as a younger brother? I'll do so again. Because like I say, you have carved a niche, right? Why are there at your age out to me a certain up like that? Employing Kofono. We need more of people like you. But be careful, my brother. Pride always comes before a fall. Pride always comes before a fall. Hubris. you are kind of like floating on hubris. It's dangerous. Ghana for no more yo say a bunny someone saying yo the other one now you go shock. Be careful. If you say revenue, if YouTube never ban for Ghana for if you so whatever you can whatever, bro, with hits and with likes and with views and whatever, no, most of it comes from Ghana. All Ghanaians. That's one thing you are losing sight of. That's one thing you may be losing sight of. Say views now if you outside of Ghana, bana ufu say nunti, ube jinaswa, onfa Ghanaians say you know. Those people may be Ghanaians who may be equally pissed off with the kind of nonsense that you are engaging in. So be careful, Kojo, okay? I'm ashamed, say, with all the lies and all the nonsense that was thrown at us at the NPP event, no, you did not find it necessary to use your platform to cross, you can't say, fact check or do anything about that. But when Mahama came, it wasn't even the main manifesto. It was a youth launch. Then one or two things be about you were like, hey, Mahama said on your magician when he hadn't said that. It's beginning to show. And for those of us who think in subliminal terms, no, we also see that you followed up quickly with interview with King Paluta. Hey, you be so excuse can't you be so? And what be so he's an artist like anybody else. We don't care. King Paluta is an artist. Mummy and you should be careful. Because you are being used by these people who have already courted a lot of disaffection. And they are riding on the goodwill of people with you can't say they are riding on the wings of people with goodwill, like King Paluta, who's like riding high on some hit songs right now, and you, Kojo Sheldon, who have all this tracking on social media. They will use you, so be careful. Enough said. All right, now before I go, no, did we? I think so, right? Napo issue. I don't know if we can touch it today. We may be able to. It's only how many minutes in there? Let's see. We've only done 31 minutes, 32 minutes. I think we may be able to do that. Okay. You see how fast the show goes if we don't play sound bites? I think we should think about not playing sound bites. But sometimes we need a sound bite, because sometimes people may not be completely abreast with the issues we are talking about. And we need a sound bite sometimes. But you see how fast, you see how much we have covered within half an hour without playing the soundbite. Anyways, let's go on to the third issue. The third issue, before we go to Napo, there's this guy called Bulgaria. People call him all type of names. I don't want to. Let's just call him Bulgaria. Why? I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. And this guy has a penchant for doing something that I don't like at all, which is being ignorant about something but asserting yourself about that thing, right? And I wish say when the sound bite no. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I'll be right back.
Them belly pop, but them still they chop. Them go they chop who all the money who. No development with the money who. No laba laba. I swear this time we don't go take them now. No gangalea, one bagawaya. I swear this time they go sell them now. You say you be food soldier, they follow party matter. They carry all God dirty water. Present in every danger. At the end of this year. Waiting you get my dear. As it yet become clear that these people they don't care. We no vex enough. No vex enough. If you think about
these things, your head all go scatter. You understand? Because Bulgaria, a citizen just like anybody else. Bulgaria is entitled to speak his mind. Bulgaria has one vote just like anybody else. Bulgaria has as much freedom to say what he thinks as does anybody. My only problem is say when you are on a platform that influence, and this should go more to RTV than to Bulgaria, to be honest with you. RTV, Kumasi RTV. Now let me take it this way: the host of Sasho, no, his face looks damn familiar. I think I know him, pal, but I can't remember where we may have met. But he's great guy. I like him. I like how he handles the show. You know, he's got it. He's got it. You know, which is why I, for instance, will sometimes spend some time, you know, checking some of their clips and stuff like that. A lot of which outrage me sometimes, and I think that's the idea, you know. But let's put that on the side. All I'm saying is that I respect the host a lot. That said, no, I would say, the host, the producer, the management, please, media, a two-edged sword. You can always claim, say, okay, we are in the middle, we are giving everybody a voice. You can also be the person who is setting a tone for disaster. And every media person knows this because Oko Soja, na ye show it to answer it to be shown sim. I can say, okay, officer one wutu ni no. Na unim at the crowd no. Say to ne se fakobo bi ho banyo. But you send him so bet me the tattoo now, so asan could deal. But your trust is how the babo obi ho ban. Same as the media. Your trust is all the platform no. Ever working for the good of the people. But you are very much aware. So what else you can do with that media, RTV? So let's have that in mind. Anytime there be a platform to speak, no, there is a motive. There is a motive. Sometimes it's for the hits and the likes. Sometimes we want the outrageous stuff people say, which is why we have my friend Oboisiki on. I like Oboisiki. I don't agree with 3/4 of what he says, but I like him. You know, I just like him. I don't know why. I'll leave that at that. But I'm saying that's why they have people like Oboisiki on the show, because you come and say the most ridiculous things, and that will bring the hits and the likes. But beyond that, no, what would be the reason to give the platform to certain people who may not be because emergency will be any qualified so bekasa, but some of the motive, so we have to check that out. Because if you check this Bulgaria guy now, what is his motive? And what's happening, John and some more cano. Let's leave all this in the prologue. Let's go into the issue. Bulgaria say Mahama ene Bahumia nyina eye atrofo because almost say almost the betting ashe almost manifesto mu. Oh God. Or say now first of all, look at what he's doing. I know there was a mushe. That's what I'm saying. Say, and yes, I mean, say or near qualifies or baba kasao, but the motive no de bekasa no. I said no bekani na no. A agenda to set Baumia together with Mahama and to confuse people. So when I pet, oh yeah, all politicians are the same. No, this is the thing. Betting no. Let's start again like this. Bulgaria betting no. A idea. Ghana na ye wono a secular state, a secular state, and a religious state. And to who betting now who kese one day no parliament aja to him say yem betty or country nim and a year betty. What you say? And betting no, you may see it as morally wrong. That's your thing. There may be things you are doing who say you're morally wrong. I can give you a good example. Some people think that marrying more than one woman is moral, being with more than one woman is morally wrong. Another religion says you can marry up to how many women? So because of all that, you know, yeah, boom, yeah, for morals and count, yeah, of course, morals count, but yeah, no, yeah, emra. What I say? Enti wugina honum say betting, enye mahama na de betting buy. Betting na honum dada. Betting e wo ho. It is an enterprise that is paying into Ghana's collective fund. Taxes are Ghana, you know. Betting ne can be. And it's a person try betting mu dia. Yan fanko parliament. Then try betting mu straight. Ne hun obi a hon turn preko. But as long as betting is there, no, there are people and oh, your president Bulgaria. Wunye ohini o. That is why you are following people like Akufo-Addo, because Akufo-Addo, they think say your hini into obey president they don't know your pen obey because see sorry Dayama Nyankopon the umpe. No. Oh yeah, omampenia the Ankofo no pen, even if you don't like it. That is what you try to get the best situation out of for them. Enti bet in a word that na omo amanfobi enso eyo mo business no. Wo Bulgarian tu chese wo ye lotto bag Ghana ni awo. Lotto. Enye betting, lotto enye gambling. And to say what national lottery. One kasa wo muhu nipa samye wuku as one e da no. And to say mahama ye immoral. They go and start from Samia wuku. Cause ono na that company ankasa e to chacha ano. What pen ho eba bekasa mahama ono say oba obeyi betting tax na obeyi fiso keke ninti no. Wabɛtena na okekekekeka nsɛm hunu na nkakra saa yɛma nipa bi say traction ama ɔmo aba abɛyɛ you know part of the narrative. It's wrong. National narrative, no, we should have smart people leading that narrative. It's too much of people who have big idiots leading the narrative. It's too much. And then when they put it to him, so okay, into Shaba, but Obakacha and say, or a trophy, we don't. According to also or no personally, and I did or Maba Umia winning. Delusional. Na RTV no man platform not or no can say who or Kasasa, bro. Listen, don't do that, RTV. If you do that, you lose people like me. And hey, it's just me. Me about more people watching that type of thing. So you keep doing that. But I think say you can do better, RTV. I think you can get us more quality guests and more better perspective than what this guy was, over there making a fool of himself. I don't think he's anybody to listen to. Enough said. Okay, Napo.
Vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough.
Okay. Now, Napo, vice presidential candidate and as a running mate of the New Patriotic Party, and God willing, never to be vice president or anything at all close to an office that has anything to do with people's lives. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. Napo issues, no, we will make kanina. Why? Because some of it will be dealing with you kind of saying lawyer Anoche from Pong on tomorrow's show. And I will not go into those things that he said about Kwame Nkrumah and the Chiefs. I'll leave that. I'll just scratch the surface and please let's link up on tomorrow's show, okay? And fill in the spaces. But here it is. Na pussy omo party no eya hemfo. Ene teye. Shit, this guy will need answer.
Yeah, that these people they don't care. We know vex enough. No vex enough.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country.
Onim Nyansa Sebe. And I don't mean this as an insult. I mean this as a statement of fact. Because Sabin Prediasa, or a politician, Onim Nyansa, Okwakope votes. Na Okachobi say, Ohene ahemfo, and a tewo party. And to me for some information in your day. Me find your day, ahemfo, and a tewo party, to me find your day.
Oh yeah, so we.
I don't know how to process that. Because Otihonoma Wenya airtime, I was say Otimi de chair at the counter was a votima MPP no. Or no na small can say I'll see a votima because omo party no ahemfo and a tea party no. Na se mo ya ahemfo na mo tea party ni da and then mo ko gada ahemfo no mo ntoma mo e. Ana it's simple. Who say make us onim nyansa? Who would now catch him? You say, Momo party na for na Kwame Nkrumah there. Meanwhile, Kwame Nkrumah party was the party of the people. And it's a people who want their own welfare. No, who would they vote for? A party of their own or a party formed by chiefs? Some of who people have major issues with because they don't even care about the development of their own stool lands, of their own. I am funny be galam say adokromo. I have only be honoma or mukum from Pelmini Mashe. And a wababe jina hona kansem ni intia na yen fanko tomawa or say your party ahemfo and a tea party no. Ko started from north hona was say na hemfo one a bay for cabo one mobile koho nako gada ahemfo no mo ni na from upper one ni na all the way down south. Na ma ahemfo no tomamo. And let the people vote for their own interests, not the interest of chiefs. Because all the nonsense that is going on, and we have seen what the chiefs have done about it. Not a damn thing. And the involvement of some of these chiefs. Now, because some say, yeah, your party are him for that tea. Onim Nyansa. Napo is not presidential material. He's not even ministerial material. He's not even parliamentary material, to be honest with you. Because we all see the mess he was causing in parliament. Napo, the way our country is same way tensi, na wakujina baby na kokasa. First of all, wako kansim about Kwame Nkrumah. Wako kansim about Professor Mills. Na yet ne what sign the about Mahama so say when we're doing the and I say someone wa and Mahama and konye we meanwhile koko ani do hona kasa na momu di ne nsem ne chi no wa ba betina Paul Adomochre mo ankasa mo Paul Adomochre ni show so aka kire mo say nothing of that nature happened. Mahama knows nothing about Professor Mills' death. There's an autopsy report. Where is the autopsy report for JB Dankwa? Napo? Where is the autopsy report for John Kuma? Wukra Matisa Manfo started almost starting so because almost say na Ashanti Hono. And I don't want to wallow in this. I think it's base. But if you want to go there, let's go there a little bit. Because Amanfo say John Kuma, people wanted a candidate from Ashanti for the running mate spot. The leading contestant was John Kuma. So somebody had to take him out. Who did it? He was poisoned. Who did it? Now what could baby say? In this day and age, I hear person we work country you know. Who the campaign na most start here no. Maintain say na poaka one single thing of substance that. And maybe or kind of mente. Maybe they will sit into the media don't even highlight the good things he says. But every time I'll hear that Napoa says something, he says something extremely divisive. And that's extremely stupid. And that's extremely false. Oh, your time did not doom so new, ne a common new, a common ni baby. Shaka me babe casting be crampo in some catch on apple. Because to look the people in the face, people are telling you every day, say they've cut down their 3 square meals to 1 meal, 1 round meal a day, 2 at best. And then also gentlemen so a common ni baby. You are telling them they are stupid. And back that up by saying, say, oh, and when what is wrong with this guy? And where are all the people in the NPP? NPP, Akwakwa said the good people in the NPP, you know. I'm getting a bit disappointed because it looks as if say you people just want this thing to ride out. There are some really good people in the NPP. It looks like they just want what's going on right now, no, to ride out. They want the next few months, no, to ride out this batch. No one call they reform your party, no, they find baby bio. That's commendable. But what is going on right now has to be dealt with as well. Because what is going on, what this Napo guy is going around doing, can leave us with a very bad taste in the mouth for the how many ever generations to come. Have you noticed, under this government, have you noticed the tribal tensions, palpable tribal tensions? Have you noticed? Now we'll be our person be a vice president. As a president in the and I'll be seen an Embeka apart from Troa will try, apart from Semhuna would okay can you now some be down on Becasem Nintia and one then. Napo said some things about the relationship between Kwame Nkrumah and Chiefs. We will be exploring that with the lawyer historian, Yao from Powanochi tomorrow on the Fireside Reasoning Sessions. And to me, kind of say, okay, we'll just single out all the things that he said, and then we'll look at what Kwame Nkrumah's relationship with Chiefs really was. Because I know, if not for anything at all, he was a great friend of the Ashanti king at the time, who actually organized his Ashanti youth, group, to back him to win his elections. And he woo Napo, I will see who free him fee. I will name way, I will be catch a before frono. You either been diabolic and answer, I don't know what's going on there. So we'll get the details of that on tomorrow's show, right? But in the meantime, yeah, that's it for Napo. I still have some minutes to go. So let me see if I can cover a little more ground before we go. Stick and stay.
We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. You be serial caller. Your mouth is full of baller. I was insulting elder. Hungry man, they defend master. At the end of this month, though, no food for baby's mouth, though. Wife be they scream and shout, though. Everything is going south, though. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. We know vex enough.
With this kind of atmosphere created by praise and by worship, it will be a sin for us not to pray for country. It's a great error and sin if we gather like this with the kind of presence of God in this atmosphere, if we don't pray for country. 2024 is the greatest year of election in history. There are 60 nations that are holding election this year, including Ghana. We can't afford to take chances because 2024 election is one of the most challenging and difficult election in the history of this nation and the Fourth Republic. because this particular election would test our democracy. But I believe God that our democracy will win this time around. That nothing would turn back the clock of this nation as a result of anyone attempting by rituals, sacrifices, or by anything to manipulate the outcome of this election. It will not stand.
Contract 56 ambulance and 200,000 V8 signature.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, just a few minutes before we wrap up the show. But before we do that, let's go back and listen to. Actually, where did I put that sound by? Hold on there. One moment there.
No vex. They have pushed our everybody know. I wonder what is next. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, baboon they chop. Them no they stop, so them belly pop, but them still they chop.
All right, let's listen to Napo on this one. We'll be back.
And from my fire, MPP party.
Kwasi asem say obi ogyina w'anim ɛpɛ wo vote ɛkɔm de wo ɔka kyerɛ sɛ mfie nwɔtwe nie ɛkɔm mmaada san kɔ na kɔtoma me yɛbɛnya gyimfoɔ bi so ama mo akɔ akɔto ampampa
mfie nwɔtwe ɛkɔm nyɛ dɛn ewiase nyinaa kyerɛ kɔm no na Ghana wɔ dɛn aduane
wei asɛm Ghana ekra meko fucking meko from Cote d'Ivoire. Also, we are seeing a chim come Ghana there because you get paid because you are sitting on millions of dollars. You can't say come the crop. You don't know the color of hunger. You don't. To you, a statistic, a paper so and obi atro and the other two him say, and that's all that matters to you. You don't.
So your babu now MPP. I saw my catch you and say, oh, some pa, Ubako wedding. Oh, some pa, Ubako wedding. Oh, your test on you. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, some pa, oh, day, Ubako wedding. The epidemic gun I caught through here. And then that's one, you know. And now the damn Kaku for Abba, I'm on this to a day. Abba.
And it does one or him fa. And it does one on it pensioners. Esika mababa jijeno. And it does one on it $6 billion. Bank of Ghana abuatu hono. And it does one on it most spending $200 and something million on African Cup of African Games just to share it among yourselves. And only in the Daswano. And it does one on the PDS. And it does one and only a Japadie. And it does only one scandal, one day, one scandal. Biggest lie ever told. Nyankopon Edi Akufo-Addo etwe Ghana so. Let me state that for clarity. Ghana for ye Jimmy Dodo. Nyankopon di Akufo-Addo etwe yaso. And still, some of us don't get it. That's the infuriating part. Nyankopon edi akufuado etrey and say there's work to be done. But instead of dealing with the work, some of us are still busy wondering. Politicians are all the same. Oh. Are you serious? Politician awaba see Abuadzi gas plant. Any politician awaba se oba beton. Politician awe see Segleme housing. Any politician awaba se obeton amon wankasane ho. Politician awaba see Terminal 3. Any politician or diababe manager say uncontrolled duty free. No first can go on one bottom. How the fuck are you going to tell me say they are the same? You Jimmy. And it's hard for me to say. It's very hard for me to say. But you say, what for say nanti crew? So one year word in me crew na one shot before be bowing in no say quampitating in nine. And to say Anjiantum say as a people, our thought processes is not right. Because your thought process is a writer. How would Bawumia even come back to us and ask us to vote for him as president? How? How would Bawumia, of all the people in the world, come to us, say Yento Abama so Obeba be president? The only equation where that fits is an equation of imbalance, where things are out of whack. That's only place where that makes sense. And that is the reality of right now. Because Bawumia is on the ticket. And I'm also tweeting it because of money, stolen money. My time is up. I have to go. I'm actually 1 minute above time. Let me run it up this way. Kojo Sheldon, shame on you. We saw what you did to John Mahama. We didn't see anything that you are doing to Bawumia after he stood in front of us and lied so much. Shame on you. Bulgaria, what you say? When you want people now, then I said the other day, Fakola Koye Wohonum. Baby Gina cra. Osofu Chabosom. Sofo, per technical team, no more advice on policy. What you say? Before you go on radio interviews, some of the populist things now work on it doesn't make sense. And they make you look ignorant. Timi Pachopi. Find a team and also find spokespeople. Oh, yeah. Serious president there. You should have people who are speaking for you as well, who are intelligent enough to speak for you instead of you all the time going around saying things. Some of us say, nah, this guy is not ready. What you say? Listen to Kofi Cranton speak. Even Kofi Cranton, there are things he says are things that they are not practical. Right? Kofi Cranton, for instance, thinks Galamsey is a small issue. Galamsey is not a small issue. I've been following this Galamsey issue for over 12, 13, 15 years. It's getting worse. It's not a small issue. But listen to Kofi Cranton talk. You hear policy. You hear substance. But to the boss will be at 10,000 cities. We say yes. And yes. Why? Me pacho. And finally, Napo, we'll pick it up with you tomorrow. We'll be fact-checking those things you said about Kwame Nkrumah and the Chiefs with lawyer historian Yawanache Frimpong. My name is Kwesi Eson Bakon. This has been Midweek Editorial. I come in peace. I come not to please. Thank you for doing the listening. I'm out like a light. I'll see you tomorrow on Fireside Reasoning Sessions. One love.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana. Shine your eye, so say you go down your grind, no way, go pop in time.